Alright, this is it, guys. We are trying my new screen recorder. We're going to skip the intro so I don't get into trouble with YouTube. And we are going to get started on this video. I promised that with my screen recorder that we'd try this again. Hopefully we don't have any delays this time, because I am tired of having delays in my YouTube videos and having two-parters in my videos. It's driving me nuts. It's driving me nuts. So, without further ado, while I'm waiting for my Wendy's to come in, yes, I ordered Wendy's, let's get started with this episode.
The old coaches, Ruth, Lucy, Jemima, and Beatrice, had been awkward. They'd made him slip to a standstill twice. He was furious. Those cattle trucks will be scrapped, he fumed. Skarloey was shocked. I won't have it, he protested. Those old dears need kindness, not bad names. Exactly so, agreed Renius. He winked at Skarloey. You be thankful, Sir Andal, that we're not a mountain railway. A mountain railway? What's that? A railway which climbs mountains, of course.
Ooh,
but it can't, said Sir Andal. Its engine's wheels would slip. But it can, said Renius firmly. We've heard of one quite near here. It can't. It can.
It
A noisy argument started just as Donald chucked the flat truck to the siding nearby. On the truck was a queer-looking engine. He had 6 small wheels and a stovepipe chimney. His boiler was tilted downwards, and his cylinders were back to front. Wait, whispered Donald hoarsely. Dinna wake the wee engine. It's tired he is. He's away back from England after being mended. You ken how it is. We understand, but who is he? He's called Caldee, after the mountain his railway climbs. Well, did you ever, exclaimed the 2 old engines. They looked at Sir Handel and chuckled. I don't believe it, said Sir Handel. I'll be best asking yourself. Then maybe you'll learn it's the truth I've been telling you. Donald puffed away, offended.
Does he have to puff away so slowly?
Caldee woke to find the engines gazing at him. Where am I? He asked. They told him. That's good, he said. I'm nearly home now. Do you really climb mountains? Asked Skarloey. I've done it for years. You must be clever. We couldn't. Our wheels would slip. I'm not really clever, laughed Caldee. I was just drawn like that. Like what? With pinion wheels on my driving axles.
Ah.
They have teeth, you see, which fit into a rack rail. I can't slip, however steep the line is. That, said Renius, must help you going up. But if your line is so steep, aren't you frightened coming down? Why? We have good brakes. Coaches, went on Renius, are sometimes silly and try to push us downhill. Some engines find it hard to stop them. Sir Handel blushed and looked at his buffers. Our coaches, answered Caldee, are never silly like that. They know such tricks are dangerous. I've never had that sort of accident. But, he went on thoughtfully, I was frightened once. Very frightened indeed.
Really?
Please tell us, said all the engines. One day, long ago, before our line was opened, our drivers made all 5 of us engines stand ready outside our shed. The inspector's coming, they said. We don't know which of you he'll choose. He chose me, climbed into my cab, and made me push 2 coaches to the summit. So far, so good, he said. Now we'll test your brakes. So he went and stood on the steepest part of the line. Down it fell on a nasty curve below, hitting a precipice. Brakes off, driver. Let him roll. Gasped the little engine in horror. The coaches nudged me. We gathered speed downhill. I was terrified.
floating in the air? Is it just me?
Perhaps the inspector wanted to see if I could. They worked beautifully. Well done, Caldy, said the inspector. You'll do. I smiled, of course, but felt very shaky. My driver and farmers mopped their faces. They'd been nervous too. I'm never nervous now, finished Caldy. Why should I be? There's no need. Renias and Skarloey were talking quietly to Caldy next morning when Duncan stormed up.
Not Duncan!
Followed by Sir Handel.
Handle. Put them back in their other.
Hello, chuckled Renias. Here we go. I nearly came off, fumed Duncan. Those coaches pushed me. The thing controller says they didn't. He says I kept a bad lookout. We've no money to mend you, he said. And if it happens again, I'll leave you at the back of the shed. Why does he always pick on me? It's no fair. Skarloey said nothing. He just winked at Renias. As you were saying, Caldy, remarked Renias, you had 2 coaches on your trial trip. Do you ever take more? Now our line is so steep that we're only allowed 1. We each have our own. Mine's called Catherine. I know her well. That's most
Okay.
important. Why? Asked Sir Handel. They're only coaches. Ours, said Caldy, are something more. You pull your coaches, and you can see ahead. We push ours up, so we can't see. They watch the line for us. The guard watches too, of course. But Catherine's so clever that I know at once if anything is wrong. That must take a load off your mind, said Skarloey. Caldy smiled. But not off my buffers. Climbing's hard work and needs a lot of steam. My farmer and I have a tiring time. Coming down, he went on, it's different. Catherine and I just roll. We need no steam for that. Sir Handel sighed enviously. I should like that, he said. With your automatic brakes, it sounds like a rest cure. That, replied Caldy, was just the mistake poor Godred made. Who? Asked the little engines. Is Godred.
Yeah.
Godred was our number 1. And named after a king, Caldy replied.
I have never heard of these engines. Who the heck are these engines? I'm sorry.
Perhaps that went to his smoke box and made him conceited. He'd never keep a good lookout. He'd roll down the line looking anywhere but at the track.
Yeah, there's that floating thing. What the heck?
You'll have an accident, I told him. Pooh, he said, I've got automatic brakes, haven't I? And driver's got his air brake. What more do you want? More sense from you, I said. No engine can stop at once if he isn't ready to obey his driver's controls. The first thing a young engine learns, agreed Skarloey. Godred never learnt sense. His driver and fireman and the manager all spoke to him. They even took him to pieces to see if anything was wrong. But he still went on in the same old way. One day, I was going up and waited at the station for Godred coming down to pass me. As I waited, so it happened. One moment he was on the track, the next his driver and fireman jumped clear as he rolled over. To a stop. They brought Godred home next day. We've no money to mend you, said our manager, so you'll go to the back of the shed. As time went on, poor Godred got smaller and smaller till nothing was left. What happened? Asked Duncan anxiously. It's not nice to talk about. said Caldy. But what happened? Why isn't it nice? Our drivers used Godred's parts to mend us, answered Caldy mournfully. Sir Handel and Duncan were unusually silent long after Caldy had gone home. Neither Skarloey nor Renias ever mentioned that Caldy had made the story up.
What? That was made up!
Donald brought Caldy up.
That was made up! I thought that was... That's made up! Don't play my heart like that! That tugged at my heart! What?
Valley to the exchange siding, where he was soon offloaded by crane. His driver and father and the manager were there. They all said goodbye and thank you to Donald.
I thought it was a true story! Don't play with me like that!
They lit Caldy's fire, and while waiting for steam, they looked him over carefully. A very good job, they said at last. Caldy sizzled happily. It's lovely to be at home and in steam again, he said.
You're not even done
I'm going to
yet.
have a run with Catherine.
I'm curious to see
Come
where
on
this
then,
is gonna go.
said his driver.
Like, I thought after he made up the story that was it, but you can see we're not done yet. I'm sorry, I thought that story was true. Oh, Caldy! Don't play with my heart like that. I will tell you right now, do not play with my heart like that. Do not play with my heart like that. Come on! You can't play with me like that! Oh, this is making my head spin. Ooh!
Catherine was pleased to see him, and they went for a short run. I've had to go with Lord Harry lately, she said.
I don't know about what I keep doing.
Me. When I warn him, he laughs. Never mind, comforted Caldy. It'll be all right now. Later, he met two old friends. Ernest, number 2, and Wilfred, number 3.
Okay.
After some happy gossip, Caldy asked, "Who is Lord Harry?" "He's one of the new engines," they said, "who came while you were away. He's number 6. Alaric and Eric are 7 and 8. They're nice, quiet engines. But old Harry's a terror." Next afternoon, Lord Harry rolled by with a reluctant coach on his way to the platform. "Stupid things," he grumbled. "They're all scared of coming with me." "You're too reckless," said Caldy. "That's why." "Rubbish. I'm up to date, that's all. I can go twice your speed in perfect safety." "All the same, we don't take such risks on mountain railways."
Heads up,
There's
for
no
you
risk.
arrive with your food. Okay.
"Why, with my superheat." "Oh," interrupted Caldy. "It's superheat, is it?"
Sorry guys, I just really have to keep down for my food.
Lord Harry snorted furiously away.
Hopefully we don't have any delays in the video this time.
"Oh!" screamed the coach as her wheels ground on the curves. "Be careful!"
Super stop.
snorted Lord Harry. "I like things to be exciting." Every wise mountain engine knows that you do
Stop.
not take
I'm
risks.
trying to make a YouTube video.
Points must be taken slowly. For there, the wreck rail can have no guards. "Steady, boy, steady," warned his driver. But Lord Harry paid no attention. He was thinking what he'd say to Caldy next time they met. "There's no danger," he boasted, storming up the final slope. "That patched-up old ruin was talking nonsense." The telephone rang in the shed, and Caldy's crew were joined by the manager.
Uh-oh.
"Lord Harry's off at Summit," he said. "We shall have to go and put things right."
There's the floating thing.
And the tool man.
What is that floating thing? Seriously, that's driving me nuts. What is that?
And set out at once. stop at the points and blocked both roads of the station. Wilfrid was there with his coach, unable to start his journey down. The passengers buzzed around Lord Harry like angry bees. He was feeling harassed. The manager pacified the passengers, while Caldy buffered up behind to take the strain when the men levered the engine's front wheels onto the rails. Wilfrid, he called. Who is this wreck? It's Lord Harry, didn't you know? It looks like old Harry. It's fat as old Harry. But of course it can't be old Harry. Why ever not? You see, old Harry's an up-to-date engine.
Oh.
He can go twice our speed in perfect safety. Tittered the coaches.
I see what he's doing.
Lord Harry seethed in silence. They
Because
pushed
he was
Lord Harry
wrong.
out of the way.
He knows he was
Passengers
wrong.
home.
Harry was in the wrong. Trooper,
Then Caldy helped him back to the shed.
what happened there?
It was that coach, sir, blustered
Oh,
Lord
don't
Harry.
blame the coach.
No tails, said the manager sharply. It was your fault, and you know it. You upset our passengers and damaged yourself by taking risks. We cannot have that on our mountain railway. But, sir, that is enough. You will stay in the shed till we have decided what to do with you. He turned and walked sternly away.
Oh, no.
As a punishment, they took Lord Harry's name away and put him at the back of the shed. He soon heard Caldy's story about Godred. Oh, he said, that couldn't happen to me. But he was anxious all the same. Please, sir, I'm sorry. I'll try to be different. The passengers don't trust you, said the manager. You will take the truck instead. So number 6 took supplies to Summit Hotel. And he took gangers to work in the morning and brought them home in the evening.
Oh, okay. Gotta get my food, guys.
He found it dull and grumbled.
Thank you so much.
It's important work, protested Wilfrid. And tough, too. Tough? That little lot.
Move, you
Yes,
two, move.
tough, said Caldy.
Move, you
Have
two.
you ever been across Devil's Back in a gale? No, said number 6 thoughtfully. But I see what you
Getting my food,
mean.
guys. Bear with me.
A mile below Summit, the line runs along a rocky ridge. Always there is wind. Sometimes it is gentle. At others it is fierce and very dangerous. Then all passenger trains stop at Devil's Back Station.
Ooh, bear with me, guys.
But whatever the weather, stores trains and rescue trains must get through.
Ooh, that's tricky.
A few days later, number 6 reached Devil's Back at 5:15.
Okay,
He was on his
let's
way
get
with the
so
truck
fast.
to fetch railway staff from Summit. All clear now, said the station master as the last down train
I
left
wasn't
the loop.
expecting my food to come
Don't
so
waste
fast.
time, the wind's rising. We'll have a gale in half an hour.
Ooh.
He went inside to set the points. But the telephone rang and he came out looking worried. There's trouble, he told the crew. Come in and discuss it out of the wind. They filled the truck's big tank with water and sandbags ballasted the van. The wind whistled round them as they worked. What is all this? Asked number 6. There's been a climbing accident, explained his driver. Caldy and Catherine are bringing up a doctor and a rescue team. But Catherine's too light to stand this gale, so we'll go up ourselves. The water and the sandbags will steady us, and if you can keep going, we have a good chance of getting through. Can you do it? I'll have a jolly good try, said number 6. When Caldy arrived, the doctor and the rescue team changed trains. The manager was there too. Splendid, he said when he saw the preparations. Now, number 6, it's up to you. The guard signaled the driver, and they were off.
There we go. Now you guys
A real job at last, crowed number 6 exultantly. Now I'll show 'em. Now I'll show 'em. Leaving the shelter of the station, the full force of the gale struck him like a blow. Caldy and Catherine saw him waver. Go it, they yelled. Number 6 heard them for a moment. The next he was battling on alone. He didn't feel feel so brave now. All he wanted was to get out of the vicious, stinging, icy wind which seemed to come at him from all directions. The truck lurched and swayed as the wind tore at it. It whimpered and groaned as though in pain. She wants to go back, thought number 6. And so do I, but we can't. The manager's relying on me to save those climbers. We must go through. We must. We must. Slowly, doggedly, he struggled on, till in shelter again on the other side.
Oh dear. The climbers are okay.
They climbed the final steep ascent and rode triumphant into Summit Station. They brought the climbers safely down, and an ambulance whisked them to hospital. Next morning, their leader came to say thank you. My friend Patrick, he said, hurt himself helping me, but he's mending now thanks to you and your brave engine. We'd all be proud if you'd call him Patrick too. The manager smiled. Well, number 6, would you like that? He asked. Oh, sir, yes, please. Patrick and the others are all good friends. He is still brave, still ready to take risks when needed, but he knows now that it is stupid to take them just for the sake of showing off.
Oh, that was such a good video! Anyways, let's hope the screen recorder works, guys. I'll see you on the next video. Adios, everybody.